We are taking your call on this. Nwaneri becoming the youngest ever Premier League player at 15 years of age. 03717 223344. Let's go to Jake, who's a Leeds fan. Jake, good evening.
Evening, how are you? You all right?
Yeah, good, Jake, good. Go on, what's your take on this?
So I think it's all been sort of blinded out how special that day is for not only him but his family, and how impressive to make your Premier League debut at an age of 15, which is crazy. I think Jason obviously saying that there's a duty of care from Arsenal and it's all about Arteta. I think you can only say that in weeks and months to come. If that's his only appearance...
Oh, we've lost... Jake, we lost you. Say that again.
I was saying, I think obviously Jason was saying there's a duty of care from Arsenal's side of things, which I understand, but I only think you can judge that in weeks and months to come.
Yeah.
If he is not in that squad ever again, then fair enough. Jason Cundy's point is spot on. But if he makes improvement and he's in and involved that team now, that's a special thing. And I also think if Pep, I'm a Leeds fan, so I've got no allegiance to Arsenal or Arteta or anything. I don't think it should be such a talking point, because I think if Pep Guardiola gives a 15-year-old his debut, you're not talking about this now.
I'll be a hypocrite. I'd be a hypocrite if I wouldn't. So I would.
I think you would. I think you've got this agenda to Arsenal, maybe an Arteta. If Guardiola does it, it's seen as an amazing thing because of how good he is as a coach and what he's done for young players.
No, I mean, this kid is a schoolboy. James Milner was an apprentice or a scholar. This is a kid still at school. There's there are certain...
Arteta wouldn't put him in a first-team squad, Jace, of a Premier League match when he's up there fighting for top 4, title, whatever it is, if he didn't think the lad was capable of handling himself against men.
So here's the thing, right? Yes, in the squad, yes, on the bench. There are... I mean, it's different when you and I were playing, right? Well, certainly when I was. You had 2 subs. That was it. Now things are different. You've got a squad. There are players on that bench that are further down their career that it would have been... I mean, if you imagine you're sitting there, you're a conga, and you're seeing him come off the bench. I mean, what are you thinking?
I go up to him and give him a hug and say, congratulations,
no, do we think
mate.
The gaffer?
What an achievement.
What do you think of the gaffer?
Oh,
I just think it's a...
He's not going to think anything of the gaffer. He's going to think he's given a young lad a chance. I had that chance as a young lad. And, all the first-team pros, when I got that opportunity to play at a young age, come up, shake your hand,
and I'm pleased
you keep the shirt. It's a special moment. It's going to live in that boy's life forever.
And I said, I'm pleased for the boy. It's an unbelievable achievement. This has nothing to do with him. I'm saying his parents and everything. Congratulations, because that's what he set out, and well done. Nothing about it. It's about Arteta. He's looked at the bench and he's thought, I can be the youngest player ever in the Premier League. I can be the manager. That's my first. Don't you think That's my first thoughts when I saw him doing it.
No, don't you? My first thoughts were he's given a young lad an opportunity to become the youngest Premier League player because they see him being a future star for Arsenal. So why not give him that opportunity? If you look at the players that have all made,
it was all about that though. That's what I'm saying.
Harvey Elliott, Aaron Lennon.
It was all about that moment, and Arteta made sure that he was front and centre.
I totally disagree, mate. I thought it was
a poor decision. He's 15. He's a kid. He's a schoolboy.
It doesn't matter. If you're ready, you're ready. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I'm not convinced.
If you're ready, you're ready.
But there are other... This is a squad game now, bigger than ever. There's got nothing to do with the kid. Debbie's make that kid. This is about Arteta being self-indulgent.
I totally disagree with you. Let's go to Greg, who's an Arsenal fan. Greg, good evening.
Good evening, guys.
Right,
Jason. Right. So, 2 points to this. The first one is, think of the managers down the years in the Premier League that have given these young teenagers their chances. The likes of Fabregas, Wilshere, Owen, Rooney, even Bellingham, Foden. If you're good enough, it sends the message, no matter what team you're training with, no matter what team you're with, if you come in, you train well, you really show you've got something about you, you're going to come with us. This sends the ideal message to all the youngsters, all the reserves, all the under-21s, the under-18s.
Yeah.
There is no downside to this, Jason.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want the model to be? I'll tell you what, kids, come in, do well. But if you do well, we'll sell you cheap, and then we'll try buying you back 2 years later, like Chelsea do for 100 million.
Yeah.
He's looked at the bench.
So far off it, Jason, it's ridiculous.
He's looked at the bench and he's thought, 15-year-old, Youngest. It was made. A lot was made before the game, so he was fully aware of what he was doing. He absolutely knew what he was doing here. A kid at school. There's a duty of care to where this young kid goes. The attention he's going to get. I go back to Sir Alex Ferguson, right?
No.
I go back to Sir Alex Ferguson.
Do that with Fabregas and Ashley Cole. No.
Well, you're talking about a manager here, right? Who's comfortable in his own skin in Wenger. But you can't compare what we've just seen. These are schoolboys. Was he at school, Fabregas?
Yes, he was 16.
Yeah, 16. You're not at school. I don't know whether you're an apprentice then, right? You're an apprentice. That's where you serve your apprentice. 16, 17. So you're talking about...
Yeah, but Jace, it doesn't matter whether you're at school or you're an apprentice. If they brought him in training with the first team...
So look at this. Look, listen to us now. We're talking about it. You're phoning up talking about it.
Exactly. Because you've tried turning it into some sort of negative.
I think...
Really, all you can look at, if this lad goes on, he gets into the under-21 squad like Saka did and Emil Smith-Rowe did 10 games from now, what are you going to be saying? No,
I no doubt this boy's going to be a superstar. This is all about Arteta. Remember what I'm saying? Nothing to do with the kid. It's about Arteta. It's got nothing to do with the kid. It's about Arteta. You know, other managers, Sir Alex Ferguson could have played Beckham. He could have played Giggs. All these young kids and got the youngest manager ever played in the Premier League. Why? He protected them. There is no protection here of this young kid.
How do you know that?
Because he played him. He's a schoolboy. He played him.
Why do you know they're not protecting him?
Well, because
you don't know that.
My opinion of what I saw, I'm saying there is a lack of protection there.
No, I've been at Arsenal Academy for a number of years. I signed there when I was 11 till I was 17, right? And I signed for Tottenham.
It's a brilliant academy,
right? It's an amazing academy, one of the best in the world. They protect their young lads. That's why they produce young talent all the time. You see him playing in the first team. They must have thought he's ready.
He's a
they
kid.
must have thought he's got the opportunity.
You're not ready at 15, Jay.
You might not be ready to start.
No, Jay.
You might not be ready to be involved all the time.
Jay,
but he's obviously ready because they put him on the football pitch.
Jay, you can't. How can you be ready? It just turned. He was 14 half a year ago. Come on,
Jude,
this is not on.
Hold on. Was Jude Bellingham not ready when he was 16?
Yeah, but different standard of football. You're talking. I mean, come on.
What do you mean?
You're talking about physically.
It's harder. It's harder in the Championship. It's harder.
Yeah, but the Premier League, the youngest ever in the Premier. That's what this is about.
Jude Bellingham was 6 months older. This was 6 months older than Nwaneri when he started, when he played a game.
But this is
6 months.
But this is about Arteta becoming... Now, listen to me. This is a schoolboy. A schoolboy.
It doesn't matter whether he's at school or not, Chase. If you're ready, you're ready. Jude Bellingham made his debut 16 years old, 38 days. He was 6 months older than Nwaneri. Look at Jude Bellingham now.
The academy structure is to protect young kids, right? And putting him in a position like this when he didn't need to. That's the point here. If he's going to make it, he's going to make it, right? But at this particular moment of his career, to put him in that position, brilliant, congratulations for the kid. But I genuinely feel this has got nothing to do with the kid, nothing to do. This is all about Arteta.
All right, let's go to Nick, the Wolves fan. Nick, good evening.
Evening, chaps. How you doing?
Yeah, good, Nick. Well, look, what's your take on this?
Jamie, as a Wolves fan, I hate to have to agree with you, but I agree with you 100%. The point I want to make is, yes, he's 15, yes, he's still at school, but you look at Harvey Elliott, most recent example, youngest player for Fulham, has gone on to a massive club at Liverpool, is now playing week in, week out. Yes, he had a low spell at Blackburn to prove himself. James Milner was the youngest goal scorer all those years ago. Yeah. And look at the career he's had. Jude Bellingham, like you say, 6 months difference between age. He's now a regular in England international. Owen, Rooney, Fabregas.
There's always going to be a young one. There's always going to be the youngest. It's just Arteta at 15. At 15, he's put this kid in. A baby.
Yeah,
15. Come on. I think that's poor man management.
If you look at the academies now, the academies have got all the support around them. They've got the player welfare. They have the sports science. They have everything there. When you and Jamie were in the academy, I bet you didn't have 25% of what these kids have now.
No, I don't know. You're absolutely right. But that does not explain why he played a 15-year-old. And he's brought him on for 2.5 minutes. It was all about me. All about me. That's what this has got. It's got nothing to do with the game. It wasn't just sorry. It was about giving this young and putting this kid, because Arteta now, self-indulgent.
Right, all right. You can keep having your say on this.
I'm not sure it's healthy for a young 15-year-old to be put in a position like this.
I remember. You sound a bit salty
Why am I
because
salty?
Chelsea just bring in 50 young players and never play 'em.
Look, you can throw that at me. Throw it at me. But a 15-year-old kid, it's all about Arteta. Schoolboy playing him.